Have you ever noticed how your relationships shift when you finally stop seeking love from others and start giving it to yourself first? That doesn't mean that you start hating people. That doesn't mean that you're arrogant to people. That doesn't mean that you're judging people. That means you have forgiveness, love, and acceptance in you. As Carl Jung wisely noted, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. That inner shift doesn't just change how you feel about you, it transforms every connection around you. Today's video explores how unconditional self love rewires your relationships from the inside out by completely changing your physical reality and creating healthier boundaries, deeper connections, and genuine peace. When you love yourself without conditions, everyone else starts treating you differently too. Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast, and this is Sunny, and I talk about life transformations with the power of unconditional self-love. From this video onwards, I will be also sharing meditation practices that we can start doing in order to recalibrate our nervous systems from all those fears, unworthiness or past wounds or disrespect or any kind of, limited belief system that we got in order to become our most authentic version. Why do you expect others to fill your empty places? When you don't love yourself fully, you unconsciously ask others to do it for you. Aristotle taught, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. You may chase validation, reassurance, or attention from partners, friends, or family members, hoping they will convince you that you are worthy. But people can only mirror what you already believe about yourself. When you love yourself first, you stop needing their approval and start enjoying their presence instead. This changes everything. Friends stop feeling like therapists. Partners stop feeling like projects. Family stops feeling like battlegrounds. Your presence becomes lighter because you're no longer asking others to carry your worth. Your childhood experiences and that limited belief system that we have been born and brought up with shaped our expectations. And most people learn conditional love early on. That says, I will love you if you're good, quiet, successful, or helpful. Epictetus, who is an ancient philosopher, said, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to that matters. Those childhood contracts quietly taught our hearts that love must be earned, proven, or performed. So you spend adulthood performing for love, and then you feel exhausted and you're still empty. Unconditional self-love breaks that contract. You stop performing for friends who only call when they need something. You stop proving your worth to family who measures your value by achievements. You stop begging partners to see you when you already see yourself clearly. Self-love rewrites the whole story, the whole definition of love, from if or then to because you exist. Why do we confuse crumbs with connections? Without self-love, small gestures feel like feast because your heart is starving. Rumi, an ancient philosopher, wrote, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Those kind of small gestures, like somebody smiling at you, or somebody giving you respect once in a month by calling you maybe, or somebody calling you out to, for some kind of get together. And once you start loving yourself and you don't call them back, then they start showing their true colors. And then those relationships apparently and eventually fade away. Why? Because they never liked you the way you love yourself, because what you are is what you're gonna get. But what we celebrate is inconsistency, because any attention feels like better than your inner silence. Self-love changes the whole ballgame. Self-love changes your hunger. Friends' occasional check-ins no longer feel like loyalty. Partners' sporadic sweetness no longer convinces you to stay. Family's rare approval no longer defines your worth. When you are full inside, crumbs can't fool you anymore. You recognize half love for what it is. Self love helps you to build your character, your standards, and manners. When you love yourself unconditionally, you stop tolerating what hurts you. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Friends who only take, they fade. Partners who breadcrumb, uninteresting. Family who belittles, distance feels natural. Your boundaries become effortless because self disrespect feels more painful than their disappointment." This isn't arrogance, it is clarity. You expect reciprocity because you give it to yourself. You expect honesty because you live it. You expect respect because it's your baseline. Self love doesn't demand better treatment, it simply refuses anything less. Self-love makes your vulnerabilities more safer. However, self-criticism makes openness terrifying. You fear others will see your flaws and confirm your worst fears. An American professor, Brené Brown, wrote, "Vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, innovation, creativity, and courage." Self-love makes vulnerability magnetic. You share fears knowing they're not your identity. You admit needs knowing they're not your weakness. You show imperfection knowing it's not shameful. Partners trust your emotional safety. Friends deepen through your realness. Families soften seeing your courage. Healthy vulnerability builds bridges. Self-love makes you bridge ready. You then start attracting people who really match your energy. The law of attraction mirrors energetic vibration. Self rejection attracts critics, users, abandoners. They recognize you're not enough frequency. Self love shifts your signal to wholeness, completeness, drawing people who celebrate completeness, not fixed potential. Friends become reciprocal, not extractive. Partners choose equality, not power games. Family dynamics improve as you hold healthy space. Your relationships upgrade because your inner worth upgraded first. Self love also makes you a safe harbor for others. Eckhart Tolle reminds us, "You're the life of the universe experiencing itself." Self love people create emotional safety. Others feel seen because you see yourself. They feel heard because you hear yourself. They feel held because you hold yourself. Partners heal beside your steadiness. Friends confide your non judgmental presence. Family softens your unconditional acceptance. You become relationship medicine, not because you are perfect, but because you are peaceful and whole. An ancient philosopher Lao Tzu said, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." Unconditional self-love transforms every relationship by filling your own cup first. You stop chasing validation. You stop tolerating crumbs. You stop performing by belonging. You stop tolerating any kind of disrespect. Healthy love feels natural then and not earned. Boundaries feel kind, not cruel. Vulnerability feels powerful, not risky. Every connection after that improves when you love yourself without conditions first. Your relationships don't change you, they celebrate the wholeness you already become, because what you are is what you're gonna get. Unconditional self-love journey also requires a lot of meditation in terms of recalibrating your nervous system. So what does it mean? First, we need to understand what our fears are. Write it down on a piece of paper. If you're really serious about this transformation, we should start asking ourselves questions first. What exactly is causing you that kind of trauma or that fear or that unworthiness? Write it down on a piece of paper. For example, in my case, I went through financial challenges, and then I also went through a divorce, and I also had type 2 diabetic, so which is still there, right? But it's in controlled way, right? And I started writing down what exactly are the problems, what exactly I think about my health, my relationships, my finances. Start writing down on a piece of paper. And then you would come to know what fears are associated with that. You sit with yourself then, close your eyes, and start meditating, starting with 5 minutes first. And pick one fear that you had. For example, you got fear about loneliness, right? You start saying something like, or start repeating that within yourself while meditating, that I am whole, I am complete, I'm worthy of my love. And keep repeating that within your meditation and keep focus on that as well. Not only that, I've got principles of meditation or spirituality that can help you transform or rewire your mind as well. Of love, patience, peace, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, non judgmental, self worth, self respect, abundance. Start using those kind of phrases as well while meditating. But you don't have to literally verbally, say that, but you can just keep repeating that within yourself, right? This is the first step. And after a week's time, I will tell you that if you're consistent with it, you will feel that your fears are calming down. It's just a matter of taking that courage. It's just a matter of moving forward. And believe you me, it's so magical that it transformed my whole life within 6 months, 7 months or so. My perspective towards life, my perspective towards, other people, right? And then you will start becoming so intuitive as well at the same time, right? So I encourage people to start looking into that, whosoever watches my video, because this is so powerful, which will make you so fearless in your life, then you can do whatever you want to do in your life without any fears, the way I'm doing right now. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. The links are there in the description column below. I'm also starting 1 hour of completely free counseling session that comes along with the wisdom of meditation that I learned in my life, which complemented me on this journey of unconditional self-love by recalibrating my nervous system, by removing all those fears of unworthiness, disrespect, and my past wounds, and help me to heal to a major extent. There's a link in the description column that you can use to book an appointment with me, and then I will get a notification so that I can get in touch with you. The only purpose of doing that is to help people to understand what their soul correction is in order to help them to become the most authentic version of themselves. This is Sunny, signing off. Take care.